of you out there beyond the stars. Oh, and I travel the world for you to find out where you
And we're live. Yay!
Hello.
We live for now.
Rolls a D100. Random Cthulhu drop.
No, it's D4 investigators die if Cthulhu turns up.
Not me. I'm having kind of bad luck.
Two of you die.
I choose the lower two.
No, we.
I wouldn't normally go like the person with the lowest luck, but like I might be in that lowest luck area. There's a few
Yeah,
of this
which is
along.
why you want to
if
throw
we're
somebody
doing-
else under the bus.
if we're eating people with the lowest luck, then yeah, no, you're it. I'm at the very top. I'm fine. Goodbye, sweetie.
Yeah,
Why
but
do we-
unfortunately,
Welcome
we
back.
would also lose Alejandro.
I think you lose your two best fighters if we go with lowest luck.
I am
Not
just checking
Mr.
that.
Garcia.
Oh, yes, we do. Don't forget, if you're watching live, you can donate because somebody needs the luck.
I could use a bit of sanity. Help.
I know.
That requires a bit more.
Well, just for shits and giggles, since Loretta hasn't, one of our players is newly returned. Hooray! Welcome back, Ray.
Oh,
Glad to be back.
thank you, Pixel ADM. Thank you so much for the following.
Thank you for the follow.
Welcome and hopefully enjoy the show.
Welcome.
What were we going to say, MLP?
Did you want to do a quick luck check to see who's the luckiest one here?
Okay, I've got 10. Gabriel,
29.
Ray,
63.
Eon,
68.
Phoenix,
Oh.
Muted.
17.
So I've got the
Oh.
lowest. Great.
Yes, you got the lowest.
Why did I spend that luck on? It was on something so stupid as well. But anyway,
It was your art sketches.
could have been my own sketches. So, if you're unfamiliar with Call of Cthulhu, luck is a resource. It's a really important resource, and it says in the book, if a random event's going to happen, choose the person with the lowest luck. That way, you don't feel any guilt. And I've got the lowest luck, so great. If you donate to the channel, you can change that though. Every $1 per 100 bits donation that you do can give one person that you nominate D6 luck. If you subscribe to the channel, everybody gets D6 luck, or the option of D6 sanity. If you gift subscribe to the channel, then you have then everybody gets either D6 luck, D6 sanity, or an experience tick, which we need to survive to actually get to the experience sections, which isn't every session. And that's how our donations work. We have Syrinscape in the background, because Syrinscape is awesome. They have Master of Nyarlathotep's campaign already sounded out for us, so we're using that, as well as a few bits and pieces from the fantasy version. And the overlay intro movie or music was done by the movie was done by MrLiveProducer, but the music was done by Lorian Ross. And there's also a darker version of that version as well. The maps we use are from Cthulhu maps, LoveMaps Cthulhu. We asked them, hey, can we use your maps? And then we went, here, have them all. And like, that's awesome. They're not a sponsor, but they donated all their maps for this show, so that's really cool. They're pretty much the same maps you get in the normal books, but they're optimized for VTTs. And I think that is all the bookkeeping stuff. I think, yeah, pretty much. So we'll do introductions. Phoenix.
I am Phoenix. I am playing Alejandro Garcia, our trigger-happy fellow who is sponsoring this expedition. Although Jack says he's in charge, so we'll see how well that goes.
No one listens to Jack anyway. Eon?
Hi, my name's Eon, and I'm playing one Dr. Clinton Clay, who's a bit surprised to still be here along this ride and somehow talked down a madman with a double-barrel gun the other day. So he's wondering what mess they've all gotten themselves into.
Hi, my name's Karsh Goblin. I play, I was going to say Chuck, but close, Sergeant Jack Hunt. Chuck's a very similar character, though. Sergeant Jack Hunt. He's the leader of the opposite of this expedition, but no one follows him. No one actually listens to him at all, and that's about how this expedition goes. Because they do their own thing, and Jack is an idiot. Pretty much. Gabriela?
Hi, my name is Gabriela, and I'm going to do a super serious intro for the first time. I will be playing Lucianne, the other doctor on this expedition, and thus end my super serious intro.
That's it? Oh, okay. We'll go to Ray. Welcome back.
Hello, I'm glad to be back. Right here, really happy to be playing Loretta Miller again. I missed you guys.
Missed you too.
And MrLiveProducer, our keeper, who is not our friend.
I am not your friend. No. Hi, hello. I am MrLiveProducer, and I am your keeper for this evening. Everything else has been done?
Yep.
No, that's after I do the what happened last episode. That's probably when Drakonyan falls down the stairs, because we don't have Drakonyan this week. So we're one off from having the full crew again, but we're getting closer. Almost. So, as last we left our investigators, continuing their investigations into the death of their friend Jackson Elias, it has taken the group to Kenya and to Nairobi to investigate the potential survival of the Carlisle expedition. Now, the train trip, for those who weren't aware, they were ambushed, and their adversary, who Clinton Clay did see, escaped by grabbing onto 2 pieces of living flame and jumping off the train. Now, while the professor, Sean McEoghan, was having a crisis of faith about their burgeoning power that are gathering through their book study, remember, read your books, kids, the other half of the investigators visited the newspaper, and they were able to talk to the editor about what was going on in the area, what the Carlisle's expedition had, and were also able to talk down a rather aggravated Colonel Endicott, who barged in to argue the fact that their lodge is not a death trap. It's actually a nice, respectable lodge which people should visit, and the investigators were able to convince Endicott to stop shooting the roof, and they would make their way to the lodge to have a look around and to potentially write a news report for the paper. Now we come back to the investigators as they wake up on the morning of Tuesday, the 24th of February, 1925. So who's normally the early riser in this group again? Would it be... Yep. Okay, so Jack would probably be downstairs at the buffet having their breakfast.
Actually, Jack wants to go to the reception area to see. Are you able to send telegrams?
Yes, sir. Where would you like to send a telegram to?
Egypt, actually.
Oh, of course. All right. Do you tell them the telegram, or do you?
I'll go through it. I'll just do the gist of it.
Yeah.
Jack's just sending, because his business is based. Well, it's half based out of Egypt at the moment. The rest is in England, but it's like their base of operations in Egypt. Just so to ask them about, like, if there's someone can look into what trips the Carlyles did while in Egypt, something about a Nile trip, heading, and then just a heads up of like going to where we're going to. That at the end, yeah, to give them information on where we're then going to afterwards.
Okay, so
With
Trish Carlyles did. Okay, and so you've been doing that all the time, just sending telegrams to your officers to let them know where you are in case they need to talk to you.
Yeah, but also something came up last week. It was like, oh yeah, there was something about like a trip on the Nile from the Carlyles. It was like, oh, like someone just look into that, and yeah.
Okay, because you didn't supply security for that one, but it wasn't really that hidden. So I'll guess you will get information later on.
Using
yes,
resources.
I know, fancy. You get, yeah. No, yeah, that'll be fine. I'll there'll be like a couple of dollars for the telegram cost, but I'll get that to you later. It shouldn't fall outside of your spending limit for the day, however, so you should be fine. Okay.
Cool.
Is there anything else you want to do before whoever wakes up next to comes downstairs?
I guess that would be me.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing that I wake up was, for the first time, is just to get my medical equipment ready, not worrying about a certain thing to show up where it shouldn't be. Oh, you're going to make me roll for this, aren't you?
Yes.
What roll was that again?
A power check. So look at that. Yep, you're fine.
Right. So yes, business as usual. There's a little bit of a hint of anxiety that creeped into my mind. An intrusive thought of what if it's there. So I took a quick glance and see that the desk is empty and continue walking down.
Could you roll me a spot hidden, please?
I should stop narrating.
No, please don't. You look over to the not on the desk, but near the desk where you're shopping from yesterday, from the Chinese medical store that you went to.
Yeah.
You notice that the box that you picked up is slightly ajar. And you look inside. Do you look inside the box, or you leave the box closed?
No,
the
I
box.
walked over and I corrected it.
No,
So
it's not like
everything is
ajar.
neat.
The lid is slightly open. It's like there's something too big
then-
for it in it.
Then I tried to like gently close it. I was like, oh, that's not right.
It sticks on something. There's something too big for the box inside the box.
Huh. Well, then I'll open it.
Okay, so
I don't like where this is going.
I just need to find something. I wasn't expecting you to pass that roll so quickly.
It's an extreme success too, so
I know.
it must mean something, huh?
Don't forget to tick the success, though.
Yep, don't forget to tick your success. No.
Well, unfortunately, that only matters if you live.
Yep. Are you immune to
Sorry.
giant spider
Thanks.
venom? Or scorpion venom?
No, we're not playing the two-headed serpent yet.
Yet.
Okay.
The
I
scary thing
open
is
it.
this actually isn't listed under the artifacts, so I actually have to find it in the book.
The scary thing is it is so rare. It is not on the in the compendium. That
Oh,
I mean, we don't know the result yet. Maybe it won't require that.
It's just prepping up my giant monsters and spiders.
wow, this is dangerous, and I'm here alone too. If only
Mhm.
some outside force can donate some money that transfer the capital into Lug, it would be great right now.
Casey.
We're ready.
Okay, well, while I'm trying to find that information, we'll leave that there and let Gabriela suffer in silence a bit longer. Who else wants to come downstairs next?
Alejandro will come down and get a paper and morning.
And
Okay, nothing.
technical issues. Totally froze there.
I froze up.
Yep. So
You
Alejandro,
briefly get eaten by the
welcome.
void and then go back to your paper and breakfast.
Bit late waking up today.
Clinton will getting up, he will stop just to check on the professor because he was not looking good the other day. Mostly just to double check the professor is in slightly better condition. Probably seeing him still sleeping off a hangover will leave him be, and then usually probably be more like a Lucianne checks on Loretta, so he'll then head down to just get coffee and breakfast.
Okay, and I wasn't expecting that roll on the spot hidden. So I will come back to that later during the break and tell you what it is. No, found it finally. It's a golden liquid in a test tube. You shake it a little bit, and it has almost like a not ethereal quality, but looks like what's the best way to describe it? A nebula. So as you shake, it becomes purple, blue, and it feels like you're looking into space.
It's like is it a strange color?
It's a golden color, but when you shake it, it
Okay.
looks like you're looking into a space nebula.
Gotcha. So
when you're out in
so it is like space. It's like it's color that we've seen before. It's just that it's changed.
Yeah, it changes when you shake it.
Okay, because I know that there are colors never seen before by man.
That is correct. So yes, I will add something to your table later, or to your character sheet later.
Okay. I don't remember putting in neither a test tube nor this substance in there.
That is correct. When you bought it, it was empty. Do you leave it inside the box or you take it outside the box?
I look at it, I look at the box, and I go, therapy again it is. And then I walk out.
Where do you put the test tube? Do you put it back in the box or do you put it somewhere else?
I guess I suppose I put it in the box and bring it down with me. The box matter too.
Okay. Okay. And what about Loretta, is Loretta finally coming out of their room? Mark, muted.
That I am. Can't the doctor see that I am feverish? Think not one of them has visited me yet. This fine morning. Fine, I'll get up and get my own food.
Okay, also, I'm going to get you to roll me a constitution. First off, I'm going to have to ask this question. Did the doctors give everyone their vaccines for traveling international?
Yes, we had
okay.
confirmed that everybody got that.
Okay, well then, could I get you to roll me a constitution check with advantage, please?
All right.
Also, Miss Miller should also have received prescription.
Extreme success.
That would be an extreme.
Yep, you are fine.
When she says feverish, she has 100% been faking it most of this time because they kept bringing her food in bed and kind of like pampering her. And she's just like, yes, more of that. So she comes slinking down. The ruse is clearly broken.
Hey, look, Miss Miller, you're not dying and dead in your bed.
Yes, Jack, I'm not. Congrats. You see me.
Miss Miller, it certainly is good to know that you're feeling better, I assume.
Thank you. Yes, your lovely treatments along with Clay has been wonderful.
Well, I'm glad.
Feel fit as a fiddle, in fact. Madam Lucianne.
Just Lucy is fine. Thank you.
Thank you. You're
I
an
hear-
absolute doll.
I hear a trip to the country would make you feel better, and that's where we're going.
What's the agenda for today?
Hunting. Well, we're traveling out to a hunting lodge. There's crime afoot.
So we're Crime Stoppers now.
Well, newspaper reporters, maybe?
So we're stopping the presses.
We're there to investigate and potentially clear up some rumor if there's any. With that said, if you do not feel up to it, I would recommend rest a bit more in perhaps a private chamber at the lodge until you recover. We do not want anything to impede your recovery.
As tempting as that is, you all need me with Jack around. After all, what happened to Sidney is kind of a tragedy, and no one's here to keep him in his place. We don't even have, who was it? Older woman, you mentioned Jack.
Nursey.
Nursey. Right. Guess we've all been without my charm for too long.
Right.
I'll accompany you.
Alejandro, did you tell Loretta that I did the shooting in the golf course? Because it wasn't me.
I didn't believe that I had mentioned much about it yet.
There was shooting?
Apparently, have you
by
heard of
me.
the sport of golf?
Yes.
It's a much better form of golf.
Apparently, Mr. Garcia here was challenged to put a golf ball in a hole via shooting it, and he succeeded.
Impressive, I think.
Well, it impressed
Good job.
well, not the governor, but like the government person. He's high up. So hopefully we might be able to, if we have any problems, that it can be just a misunderstanding.
It was far more interesting than chasing the little balls.
You don't chase them, you hit the ball and then you walk and hit it again. It's not chasing. There's no running. Just because you've got little legs, you
And a very good eye.
and a
Apparently
very
a good
good
shot, too.
Threats this early in the morning. Can't we have a bit of coffee and just, you know, take it a bit easier this morning? Again, I'm still feeling faint and feverish, and Mr. Garcia might have tiny legs, but also I could faint, and someone has to catch me, and I don't think it will be you, Jack.
So
Why not?
you're feeling, feverish.
I'm
Okay.
fine. I'm
Please tell me
fine. Not feverish. I'm feeling feverish. How do I?
If you're feeling
explain?
feverish, I can always throw this water at you. Also,
Miss Miller,
if
I
you're
will say
hysterical, I
that,
can do that too.
Jack, don't.
Typically
Thank
speaking,
you, but
whenever
no.
one finds themselves in a hole in the ground, you don't tend to get out of it by digging further.
Mm.
You haven't met Jack before, have you?
I have. That's why I'm warning her.
Could I roll a medicine check to see what's going on with Miss Miller?
Yep.
And if you're burning up, we've now got fire extinguisher bombs.
Pardon?
They're like hand grenades, but hand grenades for fire.
Okay, they succeeded on their medicine check. Is Ray putting it on just for that?
It is. Your deduction is Loretta is full of horse shit. She's saying she's feverish to be over dramatic.
Mm.
In fact, she's likely been pretty low on the fever lately. It's been like allergens and like woe is me.
So almost man flu, but not quite. Not maybe not even at that level.
Well,
Mhm.
it's quite troublesome that you're still feeling in that way. Perhaps we should double the dose. With, I do vaguely recall you mentioned you don't like that medicine apricot because it's bitter. But if your condition doesn't get better, I fear we might have to increase it. You could perhaps.
Probably just running warm. I'm probably just running warm.
Do you need to amputate
it's-
something?
No amputations needed yet.
No.
I've heard leeches are a good treatment.
In the
Mr.
army,
Gus-
for certain things, we used to weigh on our own on wounds just to keep the infections out.
Oh,
Is that
such
needed?
archaic practice. No, nowadays we use
I'm going to
parasitic
get
fungi.
breakfast. I'm going to get breakfast before one of you ruins my appetite. Thank you. Good morning. I love you all very much. Again, it's Lucianne. You've been a doll. And Loretta will storm past everyone to get some food.
I said before, and I'll say it again. I'm all for liberty, but I am no flappers.
That's our flapper.
Oh, is it?
She
Thank
also
you,
designs.
Surgeon.
She also designs costumes and stealth tutus. So useful flapper.
I suppose so. Well, now that the faint of heart has left the room, I actually have something. And I open the box to review the tube.
Is that like spices for breakfast?
No, that wasn't there in the box last night when I go to bed. Yes, apparently, books aren't the only thing that's attracted to me.
So
Apparently, it's also liquid.
Okay, shout out to everybody.
Clinton, Alejandro, I've got nothing.
Anyone who wants to roll me a Cthulhu Mythos check, please. If you're
You know what?
showing it
For
to
the-
everybody at the table.
So, for giggles.
Hmm?
Shall I roll against my 0?
Don't have enough luck to push that.
My Cthulhu Mythos is a big 0.
That was mine, that's why I rolled.
I got the highest one.
That's what I said, for giggles.
Okay, thank goodness.
So, what is it?
Yeah,
No idea,
allow me to demonstrate, and I shake it a little bit.
Well, don't do that. All the people inside will get all shaken up.
What do you...
Sergeant?
It's like
I want you to consider
sea
what you
monkeys.
just said.
It's like it looks like like the sea monkeys and all the things in. No.
I'm more concerned when you said people instead of you'll shake up the contents.
Yeah.
Have you seen people that fit inside of a vial like that?
No, but I have seen short people before. And he's deliberately not looking at Alejandro.
Well, all right. I want you to pay attention to the liquid.
And you shake it up, and it turns into what you would see in a dark night sky. The nebulas, and it looks like you're looking up into a nighttime sky with the stars. And give it a few seconds, and it goes back to its normal golden color.
Quite the parlor trick. May I?
Certainly, Doctor.
Can I drink it afterwards?
I wouldn't recommend drinking a...
Not even
Seriously?
blinking as soon as Jack says that, Clay will offer it and be like, if you want to be foolish enough to drink the first bit of golden liquid you find on the street, be my guest. As a doctor, I will sit back and study the results and let you know when you stop twitching.
Well, that's polite.
Sergeant Stone.
Anyway,
It's...
I'm assuming that you found it like this, Doctor?
Yes, inside the box. I bought at the Chinese medicinal shop yesterday.
I have no idea what this is. I'd actually recommend almost, though, for running an experiment, is why don't we... This is obviously not doing anything right now, except obviously looking odd whenever we shake it.
Mhm.
It didn't explode. It ain't
Mhm.
hurting us to hold it. I might
Yes.
want to get a Geiger counted near it after, just to be on the safe side, but
Mhm.
maybe stick it away in a drawer and see if anything happens with it or the box over the next day or two. Because then we can know if
Certainly.
it's actually something that's a problem or not.
Miss Miller,
You know, like the book.
I got it. Have you seen any? Come back. Stop getting your breakfast. Got a question for you. You can order it for the table. You know they can deliver it. Have you seen any color like this before in your fashion, like in your sequins and stuff? And
Loretta will come over and take a look at it.
And it goes from gold to night sky when you shake it.
Oh.
Loretta can roll me a... I'm almost afraid to ask, does Loretta have Cthulhu Mythos?
No. No.
that's a good thing. But yeah.
It's a good thing, but yeah.
So you've
I
never seen.
suppose in the art world, have I ever seen anything like this, Gia?
I'm just trying to think about the circles that you've run through now to see if you would actually recognize this. Recognize it.
I mean, Haute Couture does do like color change in outfit.
Yeah. Also, Phoenix is disconnected for a second.
Yep, he'll be back.
Yep, cool.
Back if we can.
Okay, well, just waiting for him to come back. So dance
No,
break.
no, we just keep on going. He
Okay.
might be back, might not be. Just resetting
Okay.
rounds.
Yep. All right. Well, no, it's something you would not have seen in your travels around the New York fashion circuit.
I'm afraid not, no, but boy, is it inspiring.
It looks
Look at the
tasty.
colors.
Okay.
What?
But
Okay, Jack, what is it?
I don't know what it is. Like, Lucianne found it. Someone snuck into a room and put it there.
Oh,
Yes, the same people who's been snuck in my room and returned the book that doesn't matter
Nice,
now.
Isn't that good that they're returning the book instead of, like, stealing it? But that's how libraries work.
That's generally how libraries work, Jack. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you
Mm.
follow through on that.
he's learning. Give him a break.
I'm so young, lass, but I am educated. I may
I'm
not have been
pulling your
educated
leg,
in
Jack.
New York City.
Jack, I'm pulling your leg. But no, I've never seen anything like this. Tell me, Lucian, have you found this person who's been sneaking in? Perhaps we should prepare some kind of stakeout to try and catch them in the act.
Or a trap.
I suppose the only really effective trap that we have found so far was the satchel that the good Dr. Clay has created to contain the book. Perhaps if we could do the same for this vow, if it proved troublesome.
I meant suspending, like, the fire hand grenades, like, on the door, so if you open the door it drops, or on the windows.
I don't know about that.
I would say that if you're looking to do something like that, and we're just trying to catch if somebody's breaking into the room, a bell and a string works just as well, and it's much less likely to hurt anybody.
All that?
No. Then they might try to run away. Now we need to find a very large cage, and we need to hang it above the door. That would work. No, but
in practicalities aside of the fact that you have to get in and out of the door, if the cage is large enough to trap a person, the roof needs to be high enough to support that. What you're suggesting, we generally call a net. Because it's cloth and flexible. That being said, I want you to consider also what you're saying. We think that somebody is sneaking into the good doctor's room and has been for the better part of her life to ensure that the book that she randomly had appear is always brought back to her room if she tries to leave it somewhere else.
yes, hurry it along. Make your point.
Do you have any enemies, Lucianne?
Dr. Clay, use your words. Come on, you can do it.
Well,
Don't be shy.
I would say I don't have any enemies until I joined this expeditions, and then I suppose we all have enemies now. With
That is the problematic part of it, yes.
Yeah.
Have you tried
And-
anything to try and catch them in their act already?
Miss Miller, I do have to ask, what did you see in the basement of that shop in New York previously? What person was that apparently crawled out of the hole? Because, Dr.
there.
Lucianne, I do believe that it'd be fair to assume that you're at least 20 years of age. So you would be the concept currently is either the book is somehow doing it itself, or you've had a stalker following you through every aspect of your life for more than 15 years. Or at least more than 10 years. And you've never seen them once. So, Miss Miller, if we're going to suggest a person, I'm going to be honest, the book doing it on its own sounds a lot more probable to me than no one noticing a stalker for over a decade.
I really don't like the fact that this is the problematic approach, whereas a stalker is just a normal person who can be dealt with a net.
And a knife.
And a knife! Do you hear yourself, Dr. Clay? Oh, I hate it.
You got attacked by floating balls of fire, Miss Miller. Insanity is denying the things that you have witnessed and experienced for the sake of it being problematic to your disposition.
Insanity is accepting that these things can't be in some way, some stretched version of the reality we know. It's better for me if I hang on to these little thoughts of maybe Dr. Lucy here just has a stalker. Again, let her answer the question. Tell me, doll, have you done anything to try and circumvent this possibility?
Well, when I was in whenever I was on the ship, I'm at the doctor ward alone, and there's only one door in. So if nothing changes there, there's pretty much no chance for it to change now. Well, whatever it is, it's not as matter of concern for what we're doing with the Carlisle expeditions.
Right then. That's that then.
Okay, so you have about you got about three or 4 hours before the Colonel Endicott is due to arrive. So is there anything you want to do in this morning?
Miss Miller, I understand that you haven't been feeling the best. Do you have all the supplies that you think you'll need before we go potentially trekking off into the brush?
Yeah, I could provide another vaccination just in case, a booster, if you will. We're almost heading to that. But then, and I bring out like a almost comically long needle and.
Lucy, her doll, really, truly, and Dr. Clay.
I'm doing none of this.
Really, I'm fine. I'll have my stuff together here. Honestly, if I could see that vial for a second, I kind of want to see if I can replicate how it looks as best as I can, but it's not going to be easy.
Oh, certainly. So I'll bring the vial out for Loretta again.
Are we
I
drawing?
can at least get these. Yes. In fact, if I can at least get these colors down, the way they are is just...
I think it would make a gorgeous dress if you can manage to make it or any sort of flowing fabric. That would be very good looking.
Is it gold or is it white?
I'm seeing blue and white.
Mm.
And anyway...
If you want to roll me a art sketch, I would say for where is Loretta? I can't remember if Loretta has art sketch or something else.
I think I typically would just roll my fine art.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what that is. Okay, then there'll be a hard roll for you to accurately represent that, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so just roll the fine art.
Just checking your character sheet now. Yeah, so
that's basically just what you told me to do.
Fine art or disguise. We can. No, fine art will sound good. Either way, your fine art and disguise is the same.
And I just tried to do a quick sketch, but it doesn't work with just like black pen. Or without color, it's something needs color, I think.
Mm. Okay.
Well, as exciting as that is for starting off our day, I will say that it's probably best that we go and ensure that we at least talk to the colonel before he starts shooting in downtown again.
Well, he was coming
Honestly,
here.
what kind of local police force do we got that it's just like, oh, this is fine, bang, bang, bang. We'll just let him keep doing that.
It was okay on the golf course.
I mean, you probably would have met the people in charge of the police force while on that golf course. So, that actually does explain a few things.
I think that the wage was against someone that owned the police force.
Hence my now understanding of how this went down.
Okay, so you were informed about the Dr. Horace Starrett, who works at the mission school in Swahili Town.
Mm-hmm.
You were also told about Bertram Nelson, who's one of the people who found the Carlyles.
Mm-hmm.
And you're also informed about Captain Montgomery, the tea shop. And you're also informed about Captain Montgomery, who was the leader of the expedition to find the Carlyles.
Let's go to Swahili Town.
We do need Alejandro to meet when are we meeting the colonel? Wasn't it in the morning? Or?
This afternoon.
It was this afternoon. It's at the dictation of plot.
Okay. Just because the only thing we need is Alejandro does need to meet the colonel. Because we said he's the one financing the expedition. So he decides the timetable.
You want
so
my
at the very
wallet
least
to meet the colonel, not Alejandro. You want his wallet.
Same thing, isn't it?
No, we specifically want Alejandro to be able to tell the colonel, yes, we will come there, but we have to finish paying for everything here first. so he can't just start shooting at the sky and complaint. He'll meet somebody respectable.
I will drag you to the map.
Yes, please.
Woot woot.
If I can find the right map. I think that's the map.
I will say Clinton is running low on tea, so he was told tea shop, and he's okay. He would like to go and get tea from the tea shop.
Okay then.
Is that bad? Is Clinton not supposed to go get tea? What did I do?
Oh, you can get tea. It just means, oh, yeah, fun.
I think let's go to Swahili Town.
Yeah.
Let's go to the mission and ask.
And yes, you can go and get tea. I planned for this last night.
Apparently, yeah, I might have broken my promise. I'm very sorry, MLP, if I created
No,
shenanigans
you have not broken your promise. It is tea shop.
Okay.
Everyone loves a good tea.
I don't.
All right, so if you're watching live, type in your favorite tea in chat just to annoy Karsh.
I really don't care.
Lady Grey, hair lovely with French dessert.
Okay, so we okay, the tea shop was informed that was in the Asian Quarter.
Okay.
And Swahili Town. It's got so many different handouts open now. The life of a keeper. Swahili Town's down near 29, so down here. So you could do the tea. So what would you be doing first, the tea shop or Swahili Town? Or
Are
you'd
they? If they're separate, Clinton would be willing to go off just to get the tea with like either on his own or with somebody else. But
Okay.
Given
If you look
how
at the map,
close- yeah,
if you look at
It's
the
really
map,
close
Asian
to the
District is up the top, so very, very close to the hotel.
And
And
then, yeah.
Swahili Town is down near 29. So would you all go to Swahili Town to talk to the doctor? Or with Lucianne, and how would you like to do this in the party?
if we do, just for the sake of time, Clinton would
Mhm.
be more like, I'm just gonna. We recommended a tea shop. They said it might have some leads, and I'm running low on tea. I wouldn't mind wandering up over there. If y'all are going down to Swahili Town, Dr. Lucianne, I do recommend that we at least have one doctor to talk with the other doctor while we're down there.
I
And I'm good to join up with y'all afterwards, unless somebody wants to accompany me while I go get some tea.
I wouldn't mind. For matters, I'm not really sure what we're meeting up to do.
I was told that the lady who runs the tea shop has a good pulse on things that are local, and she might have some leads for us.
Right.
Oh, so did you know that in Asia there are wonderful medicinal herbs used in tea that's really help with the skin, and as fast as your skins are, it could always use some rejuvenation to keep it that way.
Well, can see if she got anything handy while we're there. But if you want to accompany me with Miss Miller, then by all means.
I mean, again, I'll go wherever.
So we'll meet up with you back in Swahili Town, or if something delays us, we'll see in the we'll see you back at the hotel just to make sure we can go meet the Colonel. I don't expect this journey will take us all that long.
Dr. Clay, when you're there, if you see the medicinal shop, you could also maybe check in on the vial, see if it's some hidden compartment.
I can, but we did ask about the box at the time, right?
Well, the owner was not there.
I can ask if the owner's in, yeah.
That would be lovely. Thank you. And I hand the box over.
Sure. Clinton will pocket the box. Yep.
Okay, so
I think
I'm just going to move your characters over to Asian District, and we'll come back to you soon.
Yep.
All right, so Alejandro, Jack, and Lucianne is going to Swahili Town to go and talk to Dr. Horace Stewart. Is that correct? Okay.
That was the plan.
Okay. I just have to. Yes, this is a named character, so named characters actually have handouts. Oh, not handouts, portraits.
Good.
Okay.
So we get to know what this person looks like.
Yep. So, Dr. Starlet's very easy to track down. As you walk through the streets of Swahili Town, you look around, you actually spot the hospital mission school in the area. And very, very easy to find. So, you enter the mission and you see this person as they're about to actually go from the school area into the hospital to check on a few things. So, Dr. Horace Stewart, a need to bring him up. A typical elderly person, mostly bald, but he wears the glasses of a roundish shape, and the dog collar of an Anglican rector. He says, "Oh yes, can I help you?"
Dr. Starrett?
Yes, and who can I help you at all, sir? Oh, ma'am? It's been a long day.
Dr. Lucianne.
Doctor.
Pleasure to meet you. Is my employer here would like a informal visit with you if possible. Maybe maybe we can find somewhere to sit down. Just have a quick conversation. We merely have some questions, medical at that.
Oh, of course. Yes. So Dr. Starlet takes you to a side room, closes the door, and do you all enter? Oh, opens the door, offers you the room, and you all enter?
I will.
Okay. And offers you places to sit, and he goes, yes. Can I help? Yes, so what tends to bring you down to Swahili Town today?
So, désolé for our manner. I believe I already introduced myself, but I haven't had a chance to introduce my employer and my fellow colleague. Not in our field of medicine. And I gesture toward Alejandro.
I am Alejandro Garcia. And this is our security, Mr. Jack Hunt.
Garcia. That name rings a bell. Oh, do you own a shipping company, perchance?
Hey, it's Itzkill Trading Company. So yes, we do
yes.
a lot of shipping.
Yes, I think you've actually helped. I think your company has helped bring in supplies for us before, and we thank you for that. Trying to get supplies out this inland into. I was going to say into this area, but it's more like into this burgeoning town, has been very challenging sometimes.
Quite so for ships, I'm sure.
It's not really the ships that are the problem. It's more about the train travel and making sure nothing breaks on the trip. But yes, thank you very much for your continued service for this area.
And that is good to know. And I am happy to work with my people to try to increase some frequencies to assist you with that if necessary.
Of course. So, but that does not get to the point of why you're here today. How can I help you at all?
And frozen. Perfect timing.
We had questions regarding the Carlisle expedition. It was an unfortunate business, but given the frequency of my people here and also the fact that I am on a bit of a safari here myself, we wanted to know what had happened, and my doctor, she had curiosities about how it had played out, as well as the bodies.
Yes, well, a few interesting things here, which is very, very concerning, to say the least, which is very, very, as I said, concerning. But I'll let you know, I'll tell you what I know about the Carlisles, and then I'll let you make up your own choice, and then we can discuss it from there. So now, first off, the Carlisles actually came to me earlier on when they came into town because we actually ran out, the local hospital and doctors ran out of medical supplies, and they're looking for like petroleum jelly, vaccines, a few medical drugs, and those weren't going to be found in the local chemist shops for a few weeks. And actually, surprisingly enough, Hypatia actually donated this piece of artwork to the mission. And I was not intending to do that, but why not? And so you look at the wall and you would see, well, I try to find a asset.
So they were
You
looking for
see-
medical drug. What else were they looking for?
Oh, just drugs, medical supplies. It seems like one of their parties came down rather frumpishly when they're in Egypt. It is like when I saw them, their face was a little bit more swollen, a little less lively than the others. Which is surprising though, because the rest of the team actually looked rather spry for their age, which is surprising. Showed the picture of what the artwork you will see on the wall.
A bit violent as a storm.
Yes, she tells me that it was something they experienced over in Egypt, and one of the reasons why they decided to travel away because they didn't know how long the storm was going to be around. Yeah, it is rather striking, isn't it?
Quite so. You mentioned one of them was coming down with something
Sketching.
from Egypt.
Okay.
Who was that and what was the condition?
It was actually Hypatia who was the one who was a little, I'm going to say the word again, frumpy. And not that I want to make aspersions, but she looked on the way.
Of that, I would find myself in agreement with your assessment, Doctor.
On the way where? As I look up from, like, just doing a quick drawing.
Surgeon, she's with child.
Oh.
I
Ew.
suppose was with child. Consider the unfortunate circumstances that unfolded.
Yes, and that's what really makes it really, really disappointing what happened. I was very upset at the news of the massacre. But this is the thing. Some of the bodies were returned to Nairobi for burial, and I was part of the autopsy team that looked through the bodies. And the bodies were, without exception, torn to shreds. Ungodly heathen. But the pieces were in extremely fresh condition, considering how long they were laid down on the ground. You would expect the bodies to be devoured or eaten. It's on a big plain of field, and this will be like just a giant meal for all the carrion eaters in the area. But surprisingly enough, okay, I have to roll this to see if they trust you. Introduce yourself as doctor. All right.
Money. Credit rating.
No, you haven't offered money, but the medicine check there actually helps there as well. With advantage because they're talking to a doctor. 15, so I'll be extreme. Well, this is hard. Okay. Now, this is the scary thing. there was no evidence of any Caucasian limbs in this amongst the dead. So there was all the villagers, all the people who they hired to help them for the expedition, but there was actually no actual people of a different color skin than the villagers.
So only the locals got attacked.
Only the locals.
What? The body, or I suppose what's left of them, were they in rigor mortis?
No, they were still fresh.
So I look up from the sketch, are you suggesting that whoever killed, like, the Carlo expedition ate all the white people?
It's something I have not thought about. The authorities did ask me to leave that section of my report rather vague. But it's an eerie conclusion. By confirming me in my faith, a brush of the devil's hand doomed these poor men. Supernatural evil can only be the only conclusion with the way that the bodies and everything else was found in that area.
Doctor, was there... how was the soil where you found the body?
Oh, I did not go into the area. They were brought to me.
Okay.
And parts of the bodies that were brought to me, none of them were of Caucasian descent. So they could have been left there. It could have been, looks over at Jack, eaten. But from what I know of the local tribes, none of them have descended into cannibalism yet.
Doctor,
there are-
I wanted to be sure. You said the bodies were fresh, but the massacre occurred in August, but you didn't get the bodies until May, I thought.
Yes. They were fresh.
So 10 months and the pieces were fresh to you.
Yes. Surprisingly so.
Have you ever encountered anything like that in your years of practice here?
Here, no. Never, actually. It's something... As a doctor, you know that the body can only last for so long before rigor mortis sets in and it becomes like a rather concerning smell, and that's why finding all the bits is the more of the worrying part, that it's supernatural. It is not natural. It is not of this world.
I know this is going to sound crass, and were all the bits there?
They only brought in a sampling of it. But from what I could see, there... Just trying to think.
They didn't need, like, other bits? Like, you could make whole peoples?
Right. Well, where were these bodies now, Doctor?
The bodies now, they've been destroyed. They were taken to our... We built a pit and we burnt all the bodies just because it's going to become a problem for public safety.
And they burned.
Yes. It took a while to burn with so many bodies, but yes, they did burn. We took them down to one of the areas in our industrial area just to the right of us. and we burnt the bodies, and nothing was left of them. And in answer to your question, Jack, no, all the body parts were there. There was nothing missing from a body. If an arm was cut off, the whole arm was there. Head was there. The whole head was there. Nothing was removed from it.
I know it sounds weird, but we've experienced people cutting out tongues. That's kind of Jack's crass way of asking.
Languages, sciences, chemistry, pharmacy. Okay, for information, that was a Christianity law. One thing about the Roll20 handout, I'm saying this as the keeper, so for the players and the watchers. One thing about the Roll20 character sheets, as if it's an entered in information, it rolls as additional skill. So if I have to roll something like that, I will let you know what skill they're rolling, because the players do also see that. So that was a law Christianity check, and with a hard success, I just need to check the bio information for a sec. Okay. I'll come back to that later. There are stories in the Bible about removing the tongue, but nothing that would relate to this.
And Doctor, about how many people were cremated?
Oh,
Because I believe Miss Carlyle took the remains of her brother home. But how many others were laid to rest?
They took a jar full of ashes.
Ah, it was his urn. Okay.
Yes.
But about how many burials did you do that day?
I would say about 30 to 40 parts of bodies would have been burnt in the local industrial area. It was a very, very chlorine smell of the area.
Dr. Sturt, earlier when I inquired about whether you have seen anything like this here, you said not here. Could I take that as you have seen something similar somewhere else?
Roll me a... How are you asking this? Are you asking this more of a inquiry, more try to fast talk?
I think that's...
I'm just like honest and straightforward.
Okay, so would you be using your medicine check to help this one?
Yes.
Okay, roll me a medicine check, please.
Crit. Not 1, 2. And then what else you want me to roll? Persuade?
No. You're fine.
Was it in Egypt or in like a medical book? Like, was it like in the field or was it in a medical book?
Hey, give me a sec. I need to check in the book about mass grave sites.
I have seen bodies preserved. I do a lot of mountain travel, and I have seen bodies preserved in ice and things like that, very cold, but never in a place this hot.
In answer to your question, Dr. Lucianne, wasn't it?
Yes.
I haven't seen it personally, but I've read reports around the proctor circles about a mass murdering like this by heathens in the outback of Australia. And there was some based in... where was it? In Egypt, and I think it was near... It was either the Bent Pyramid or the Sphinx. I can't honestly remember where it was.
Jack just drops a. That's bloody slanderous, mate.
The Australian outback is rather large.
Yeah.
And
And
I told you I read this.
well, what? Whoever wrote it, that they wrote it wrong.
I was answering the lady's question there.
Hey, please excuse our the sergeants. As you can clearly see, he might have suffered something from the war.
Yes, no one who went to the war came back unchanged. It was the war to end all wars, after all.
Yes, I could not imagine that we'll ever have a war of that scale ever again.
Give it 10 years.
But so you've heard of two different potential sites like this from the Proctor Circle, but
Yes.
that is interesting.
Jack walks out. Just stands outside.
But there were roughly 40 bodies you cremated. But were there other doctors that examined the remains, or did they just bring the bits to you?
People who found the bodies weren't really trained in knowing how long a body's been dead for, how long a body can last in sun. They're more army doctors, not more professional doctors like us. So even they found it was weird that it was like the place originally was a mountain meadow, and it was like half mile broad, and it was blackened like someone seared the ground with a sharp branding iron. So it was very disconcerting for the people who looked around the area.
Huh. Obviously, that was not observable through the photograph due to everything being black and white. But the ground was darkened, you say?
Yes. Of course, I have what the reports were that were brought back to me.
Mm.
And there was no animal tracks into the area. Which is surprising because this would be a giant feast for the animals of the area, which is one of the reasons why the local authorities thought that they'd be murdered in that way so that the bodies could be eaten quickly and there'd be no trace.
Not to mention there were vegetations and fungi in the area, yet they did not decompose bodies.
That's correct.
Well, I have no further questions. Your expertise has been truly admirable and incredibly helpful.
Okay, so what do you intend to do once you leave here? Do you intend to visit the ground?
Well, for now, I intend to create some protective measure for my companions. For there is certainly some things that, well, as you know, natural mummifications usually require hostile environments for living organisms. So, having some protective factor in case they are exposed to that thing is my thought.
All right. Okay, to save the roleplay, once Dr. Horace Starlet finds out that you are going to go into the area, he starts on not a discussion, I would say more of a lecture about the local area, about diseases, the snakes, the spiders, the frogs, and gives you a rough ideas about suitable precautions about the area. So while this lecture is going on, we'll go back to the tea shop crew.
Oh dear.
Yep.
The way you say that just makes me feel like I've suggested something terrible.
No, nothing's wrong with just going to get some tea. Of course not. Who doesn't like a nice cup of Earl Grey in the morning?
I mean, to be fair, Clinton, as I mentioned, he basically was sitting on deck reading a book, smoking a pipe, and drinking tea whenever the professor had his meltdown over the book disappearing.
Okay.
All right.
Let me go to that. All right. Well, first off, I'm going to roll. Actually, both of you roll me a luck check, please.
All right.
Of course, the two luckiest people are the ones going.
Okay, so that person doesn't see you.
Yes.
Oh.
Good thing Loretta's is such a crack shot, right?
Yeah. That's what she keeps on telling everybody.
Yeah, she's super confident about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Misplaced, but super confident.
Okay, I need to drag Karsh in there as well. I wasn't in. I need
Oh,
your
I don't get to see.
Oh no, you'll get to see. I just haven't put tokens on there yet. So as you're walking down the Asian district, looking at all the shops and other stuff, you eventually come to the area where you're informed about the tea shop.
Were we followed on our way here?
I don't know, were you?
Can I roll spot hidden to see if we were followed?
You can try.
Loretta was too busy to check. She was gabbing about how this little adventure. It's really nice being able to dab into something that'll be explicitly super easy before all hell rains loose, essentially. Because hanging out with this kind of crowd's gonna make it real stressful.
You two are just avoiding me.
I mean,
not you.
No, we're more. To be honest, this was quite literally Clinton was going, "Hey, this is a local who knows about things, and they have a nice tea shop." Clinton's out of tea. He wants to go and visit.
Loretta's
Continue.
not ready for the chaos yet.
Apparently, there's I don't know what chaos there is. The keeper's just making me worried.
No,
Isn't that my job to always make you worried?
This is going to be super, super easy. Duck soup.
Okay, and one more thing. All right. And what did you roll again, sorry?
I rolled a regular success for the spot hidden.
Okay. Over here, you would see a person.
Does it look like the person who was watching us that I saw whenever I bought jerky?
Do you get a good look at the person?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So roll to see if you can recall the person's face.
Would that be intelligence?
I would think so.
Nope. I do not.
Nope. You just see a
But
regular.
this person's been following us.
You see the person looking at you.
Clinton will look to him and tip his hat in just a friendly manner. Specifically in a way, just with Loretta going, oh, there's a local that's been keeping their eye on us. And point the man out to her as he just gives them a nod and tips his hat a little.
A real watchful eye, or
Well, they've been keeping an eye on us since we started into the district. So, Dr. Lucianne had mentioned being followed back when we landed. So,
anything?
But let's go get some tea. No, nothing aggressive, but she did chase him through the streets. So, but regardless, let's go in and get some tea.
That's
All
lovely.
right.
And we'll head into the tea shop. Is this it just down over here?
Just looking at the actual information. That's the storage. So yeah. All right. Now, with the way that you're walking at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry if I sound a bit off mic. I'm just doing something quickly. Done with lighting. Are you going to look into the window first to have a quick look inside the shop to make sure this is the tea shop?
I would assume that I'd be looking for a sign or something like that out front, but if there isn't, then yeah, Clinton would just peek inside to double check.
Okay, give me a sec. Seconds. Just make sure you can actually look into it now. Oh. I think I did a screw up on this map.
Uh-oh.
No.
There we go. I forgot to enable dynamic lighting. So as you look into the... Is it you and Loretta, or just you at the moment looking into the window as you're walking by?
I mean, that's up to Loretta.
I'd be following, kind of close behind. They're checking a window. I'll check the window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as you look into the window,
Mm-hmm.
Clinton sees someone that they saw not 2 days ago.
Oh, lovely.
And we're going to take our break there.
Yeah.
Well, lovely.
Okay.
This will be interesting.
I'm not making you roll for that one because you got a good look at the person.
Mm-hmm.
The body shape.
Yeah, no. Clinton saw her very clearly. The other person he saw across the way in a crowded street, basically. So
Yes. So we're going to take our break because I did not expect this to happen. I was prepared for it, but I wasn't expecting it to happen today. So yay, planning for shenanigans.
To be completely honest, I was just like, oh, tea, that sounds nice. Hey, a local who could give us some friendly information? Yay! Friendly neighborhood sorceress who tried to burn us to the ground. Yay!
No plan survives interaction with players.
Yes, I expect this.
And welcome back, Ray. So next week, new character. And with that, we'll be on a break. We'll be back shortly. Stick around.
Don't forget about the video is audio sensory issues. There is a big warning. Just mute it. Lorian really had some fun with the music on this one, so yeah.
So we'll be back shortly. See you soon. And now we're live. Hi, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around.
Hello, welcome back. So yeah, before the break, we Clinton Clay was looking in the window and recognized a familiar shape from 2 days ago. So, and the young person who you saw earlier has walked further up into the slums area. Well, into the marketplace. So,
All right. Does this look like the place?
Oh, most definitely it does. I will say also, just as a side note, Miss Miller, if you are carrying any weapons, you might want to make sure that they're handy. This is the woman that lit the train on fire. So, let's go in.
Right. Okay.
You do know about the woman who summoned the fire vampires. You were told about the whole situation.
I just thought this would be a tea run.
I did too, but on the bright side, at least we get some information.
Let's.
Clinton's gonna go and walk into the front of the store.
All confidence on my end.
Is it like a door? Is it like a swinging door? Or is it more like beads or something? Like, I just am wondering what's.
It's a swinging door as you enter in. The little bell chimes.
Yep. Is there a lock on the on the door? Just out of curiosity, like, does the door look like it can be locked?
You would assume that the door can be locked.
No, like, do I see a lock? Like, is there like a bolt or something, like some sort of visible locking mechanism I can see?
Roll me a spot hidden.
Sure. How to set the tone of how this encounter is gonna go. Please roll.
Yes, there is a not a deadbolt, more of a latch.
Yep.
Yeah. And yep.
Also, my vision just got weird for my character in there. Like, whatever is right here completely blocks. So
yeah, because that was the door.
Oh,
I
yeah,
opened
opens the door
for
and
you.
then close it behind. Yeah.
Okay.
Close behind, and has the shopkeeper taken notice of us, or?
Not. Not. Actually, no, they would have because you've opened a door, and a good shopkeeper as they are, they would look towards you.
Clinton will close the door and then latch it and go, "Well, hello, ma'am. So lovely to see you again. Hopefully you stick around for a conversation this time."
Okay.
I wouldn't try anything funny. I'm implying some things, but we're just here to talk, really. We don't want anyone to get hurt.
I'm going to be honest, I was just here to buy some tea and was recommended this shop. I was told that you are a lovely saleswoman. And then, of course, as I say that, I happen to knock my camera to ruin all effect there. Just, why not?
Yeah, I'm just looking at what they have, and how they're going to play this.
I am trying to emphasize with my kind of intimidating friend here who just locked the door. Don't try anything. Won't like what happens if you do.
I mean, if you're attempting to intimidate.
Yeah, we're definitely badasses.
You have an old cowboy and a young fashion designer. We totally scream badasses here. We look.
Have you seen the fashion designers? They can be
you seen
brutal.
Like
Oh, they get brutal.
your self-esteem is in danger. Those fireballs might hurt, but nothing will burn harder than a fashion comment.
All right.
Rah. Very true.
First off, I'm just going to show you the character. I think, have I shown you Tan before?
You've shown me her, but because you showed Alejandro and I her.
Yep.
I got a close look at her.
All right, so at the sound of your voice,
Than an intimidate, isn't it? Sorry.
the tea seller turns around and you see this small plump woman with stubby fingers with many rings on her fingers. Oh, I was wondering when I was going to see you again. Oh, please, have a seat, have a seat. No need to, what's the best way to describe it? Bring the law into this?
Oh, ma'am, I think you misunderstand here. We're definitely not going to be doing something like that. Why, it's not like that. It's not like our last encounter ended on a sour note or anything, is it? We were honestly just here to get tea, and we were told that you had quite the ear for local gossip. And Clinton, just knowing that this door is latched, is going to move over to the other entryway to sit down. Take a chair and move it there if there's.
So you're going to be sitting at that point or near the table?
No, not necessarily sitting yet. Just more move the chair to help block the way. And is seeing what she does.
She actually turns back to her, because she's in front of some of her teas, and actually gets out one of the more interesting teas that they have. Says, well, are you more of a morning tea person or an afternoon tea person? Because the tannin of the tea can actually really help depending on what type of morning or afternoon you drink it at.
Usually more of an early afternoon drinker. Yeah.
Before we actually do anything, I'd like to actually make sure that you actually get you're here for first before.
Oh no, that
stuff
sounds
goes
lovely,
on.
ma'am.
Well,
but yeah,
it was good on one thing.
Well, you come all this way to get some tea, so you may as well get some tea before whatever happens. So, compliments of the house, and puts a brick of tea on the table.
You are a good businesswoman.
I mean, Miss Miller, come on. In the line of business that we've both been in, there's no reason, even if we've had disagreement in the past, that everyone involved can't have some lovely manners.
I No,
Yes,
I know,
because-
but the way we walked in, it set a tone, and now she's got me like, oh, what kind of lens do you got, man? Now I'm in a mood to buy things. Like, she's good at this. She's good at this.
Well, I am Nairobi's best tea seller for a certain reason. So, anyway, Miss... I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Miss
Miller. Nice to meet you.
Miss Miller. Would you like to sit down?
Please, yes, I'll take a seat at the table. I'm won over.
Forgive
You
me,
didn't
but
burn
it takes me a
me
bit
at
to
all.
stand back up, so I'll prefer to stand for right now. We don't have very long here. Our friends are expecting us.
Oh, yes. I hope they enjoy their time in Swahili Town.
I'm sure they will.
They're
Yes.
doing quite fine after the initial almost burning to death.
Yeah, I'm not sorry about that. It's my job, technically. People who come through who know that. Let's just say I'm in
Okay,
control of
so it's-
Nairobi.
Oh no, I have no
So
doubt
it's
about
not a
that
part
at
of the
all.
tea trade.
It would have been much easier if it was, because I would have said that we got no interest in the tea trade, and we were quite happy to let her keep the monopoly on that. No, ma'am. I mean, in all honesty, the fact that you have this nation, one moment, my microphone just decided to die. Why?
And camera.
Yeah, your camera's gone too.
Am I back?
Yep, you're back.
Yes.
Yay! It just unplugged itself, but the cord looked like it was still plugged in. Anyway, the fact that you're in a position of such power here and information, it's quite a sight to see. I do have to say that the trick that you pulled off on the train, that was most impressive. I ain't seen nothing like that before.
Yes, well, it's something that it comes and goes. However, both of you roll me a spot hidden, please.
Absolutely.
Well, it,
I will spend the 5 luck because Clinton is on edge.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
I really wish you didn't do that automatically. Can you add yourself to the turn tracker, please?
Yep. Oh no, like Clinton, like I know I'm in a combat situation and I screwed this up, so you know. Oh, that was the wrong button, and I would have loved to have saved that roll for later. Initiatives under combat tab.
So I do roll. I thought whatever.
Oh, no,
No,
you
you
don't roll.
don't.
You click your token and then click initiative.
I know.
and
I
it'll
was
just-
just
it just-
thinking that I didn't get a roll in this, but yeah.
It
where
doesn't,
was
it just
under?
adds you.
It's as you add your dex to the turn order. Because in Call of Cthulhu, you get added by your dexterity modifier, or
Mhm.
dexterity thing. So, have you found it yet, Ray, or do you want me to do it for you?
Where is it again? Again, I
There's,
didn't.
it's
I
a
was-
combat tab.
combat tab, and then it's top left. Like you should see build and dodge and a few other things in there, like right above your weapons.
Where
sure.
are you?
Yes. Again, the reason why I didn't do it immediately was I didn't think because like I didn't roll the spot, not the spot in the the spot in.
You didn't
sorry.
succeed, yeah.
Yeah. Loretta's just like keeping an eye on this lady.
Okay, well,
She's faster than both of us.
the problem is
Fashionable?
it's a 2-round spell.
Mm-hmm. Does she start chanting or anything?
That's what the spot hidden was for. It's not really a chant, it's more of hand movements for the first round. So you see the hand starting to move in a cultish way. Since that you saw them up on top of the train, you would recognize this chant.
All right. Let me know when Clinton has a response, but it's not my turn yet, so.
Okay. Okay. And now it's Loretta's turns next.
So
Yeah,
is it
we have
just
the same
Clinton who
initiative,
sees the
so.
hands?
Yeah. The same initiative, so
And Clinton can do his movement first if you don't know what you would do, but.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking if it's just Clinton who saw the hands.
Yes, that was, I think, the spot hit.
MLB.
yes, that is correct. That is correct.
Okay, good. All right. Then Loretta would stay sitting, and start up a polite conversation about the tea.
All right.
And how again, no one. We really just we're here to talk, really.
You spent your turn talking about tea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now it's Clinton's turn.
Alrighty. Now hold on, man. That ain't necessary. And Clinton is going to step forward as she's talking, and with a click, this cane separates and a blade comes out, and it is now against her throat. Keep talking and waving your hands like that, and it ain't gonna be fire that's gonna be covering these walls. Hands flat on the table, or I slit your throat.
Okay, let's... Okay, that's your turn. No actual harm to the person?
No harm, but I am definitely trying to intimidate.
Okay, if you're trying to intimidate, roll intimidate check, please.
Do I get anything for the fact that I have a blade against her throat?
That was the intimidate check.
Fair
It's
enough.
probably not the first time that she's had a blade against her throat.
Probably
It's
not,
also,
but
it's also known as Tuesday. I'm going to
If
roll
she
to...
can help it, it won't be the last.
I'm going to roll this intimidate as opposed.
Hmm?
To see if... They don't stop.
okay.
All right, now I need to check something quickly. Base plus...
All right.
All
Clinton
right.
tried. Clinton tried the talking. It didn't work.
Okay. Okay then. No, this is gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 turns.
It's 2
Yeah.
turns, and this is a spell. Now I'm gonna take this off Whisper to Keeper. She looks at you, and instead of the fire that you expect,
Mm-hmm.
I just need to load up the spell information again because I just had it. And
Is it the one that was further up the chat?
yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
And raises their hand, reaches for you, and casts Strike Blind.
Okay.
5 sanity cost. However, roll me a power check, please.
Absolutely.
You will want to succeed this.
I will. If I need to make it a hard, I will spend the 13 luck.
I'm just making sure that it is visible, must say, as a caster, gestures and colors. And in do you speak Swahili or Hindustan?
Nope.
Stunning. Okay,
Clinton speaks English.
So with a Indian words, like a secret name.
Mhm.
She reaches out and casts something at you, which actually doesn't do anything. And she curses under her breath, and that's her turn. And now it's Loretta's turn. Loretta, you have seen
And
this tea shop owner reach towards Clinton Clay, fire in their eyes, and tries to cast something, and it doesn't do anything.
Loretta is going to stand up with a sigh, come around, and take the little handgun out of a little pocket. Ma'am, we're a wonderful saleswoman, but whatever you just tried to do, you're apparently terrible at that. One last chance. You're going to talk to us. That blade is going to go through you, making you mincemeat, honey.
Speaking of which, so they are at.
This isn't a threat, it's just what's gonna happen. You know you don't want that.
15. Are you trying to intimidate to get him to stop? Or more like fast talk?
Probably more like fast talk, honestly.
Fast talk or
After
persuade?
all. Okay.
I'd say this would fall more under fast talk. There's not a lot of logic, and it's very much in the heat of the moment. That's why
Okay.
I
The
would
logic is she just messed something up that seemed like her last hurrah.
Out of curiosity, if she is, because if she didn't have the components, does it look like the spell injured her at all?
So
It
if
did.
we're
Trying to
gonna
cast it.
persuade,
Oh
it
yeah.
goes over the magic points, then it does injure her.
you're right there with a sword. And I don't really know what you're capable of, but like if you're hanging around this crew, they have a lot of dangerous toys.
Clinton is a quiet old military doctor.
Okay, well that's all right. I'm going to fast talk, persuade. All right, I'm gonna make
Opposing
this.
psychology or power.
Come on, gal. You can give me a reason how you're gonna get out of this. When even that didn't work.
Okay, she doesn't make any overt moves, but it's not her turn again. So, Clinton, your turn.
That was very stupid, man. And okay, I'm gonna ask the keeper just for like kind of an advanced roll to be. Would it be a more difficult roll if I'm purposely trying to do a non-lethal slice onto her with the sword?
Cold shots normally have penalties, correct?
Yes. But I'm trying to look for it because like I'm going, what are my options to potentially not necessarily try and kill her, but definitely make it clear you don't want to do this again? Actually, you know what? Screw it. He's a doctor. He's pretty sure he can keep her. He can keep her alive.
Okay. Okay, Cancel dashed 7. All right, that takes them down to. So you strike forward. You aim for the arms. You aim for the body, hands. How are you trying to?
Mostly at this point, it's more like it was against her throat, so it's a slash kind of against her chest before it goes back to the throat. And then it's just and like the blade's digging just like enough now to leave a welt and going, I really did not wake up this morning here to kill somebody. But if you pull that kind of stunt again, I can promise you that you will meet whatever dark masters you serve much sooner than you intended.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Clinton came to buy tea. The woman who tried to kill them was the one selling them tea, and in the middle of polite conversation, she did the equivalent of pulling a gun.
We're also good cop, bad copping here. It's kind of funny.
And pulling a gun very slowly.
Yeah, it's a very slow gun.
Oh no, trust me. If they pulled it off, it makes you blind.
It's less of pulling a gun and more she pulled the pin on a grenade, and we were just lucky it was a dud.
Yeah.
Like her response to, "Hi, we're here to buy some tea. Oh yeah, we had a disagreement earlier. Ting ting ting." Oh.
It's not a thermal detonator?
Or it was, but the fuse didn't work.
Look, I tried to do a talk. You got a sword, you cut her a little.
But more than a little.
A little, it's fine. You're a doctor, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's just shy of, that's a little bit shy of max damage.
It's probably fine.
Oh no, it is. She's alive.
Yeah. Unless she...
No, I'm pretty sure we would have been told if she died.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you should see the aura. They look bloodied, but not too bad.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 1, 2. Okay,
That wasn't a major wound for them, right? Like half of their remaining health?
What was it? Was 9, wasn't it? Right. No, 7. It wasn't a major wound.
No, that's just what I'm checking, because...
Yeah, I always forget about the major wound rule, so please thank you for letting me know. And it's the third turn. Could I get both of you to roll me a listen check, please?
Boy, being away so long really hasn't done anything good for knowing where any of my stuff is.
I mean, to be fair, I'm just amused because this is 100% not the situation I expected Clinton to be in. But Clinton was not originally a doctor.
Wow.
We remade Clinton into a doctor.
Americans with their slang. Go in for tea. Turns out to be equal killing your arch nemesis, apparently. Language
I'm gonna be
barrier.
honest, I'm going, what is our, like, if this was the right age, I'd be like, can we stop living in a comic book? I just wanted tea.
I just wanted an easy job to do before going out and doing crazy things.
Sense and Sensibility.
Ability, good title.
Just to add to that, Lucianne, when Jack says going for a slash, he doesn't mean this.
Okay, so with those listen checks, you hear the door. You hear a door unlatching to the bottom here.
Oh, got some company, do we?
Actually, I need to check to see if Tan hears that as well. Shit, where's their listen? I was like, how is that a regular success? But no, it's a hard success. Okay. So they hear the door as well. They slowly put their hands on the table. It's like, well, you can't blame someone for trying, can you?
Oh, you definitely can.
Who is
But
that?
bygones be bygones.
Then to the turn order. Dex. Yes. All right. It's Clinton's turn next. So they're not doing anything. Just got their hands on the table. And
Is there a door we can see, like, at this part of the...
it's not a door. It's more like a hallway. If you're looking over here, there is a bearded curtain. And if you look through the bearded curtain, I'll actually remove that layer now. If you're looking towards that direction.
Oh yeah, Clinton's going to glance over because he heard the noise.
You would see what looks like a bedroom.
Well, seems that we got some company coming.
Let's have a listen. With that success on your roll, the audio isn't coming. The door sound isn't coming from that direction. It's really coming more from the direction of area you can't see.
Okay. It would be more than an action, like, that I could do in a single combat round to try and tie her up, wouldn't it?
It would be, yes. Okay, so what would you like to do for the rest? Okay, anything else?
I don't want to kill her, but I don't have a lot of nice options. Clinton is going to take a step back just to see who's kind of coming down the hall, like still be close enough to use the sword if necessary, but wants to try and look to where the sound came from.
Let me just see what you can see as your token. So you're just taking one step?
Yeah, I think still trying to be within reach to use, because she is very much the bigger threat right now, in his mind.
Yep. Okay, that's interesting. Turn order changed because I added a new person. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you've taken one step back and you are going to start walking towards that direction, correct?
Not gonna, no, he's staying, basically it's just like enough to be able to peer down the hallway towards where the sound was.
Okay,
She is still his primary concern, because in all honesty, if he needs to, he can kill her and deal with what's below after.
Yep, okay, yeah. You can't really see much from that area. You would say that you'll need to take 2 steps forward to look through the door.
Okay. Then instead, Clinton's gonna step more this way.
Yep.
And make sure the sword is still pressed beside him. Seems you're gonna have some company. Please ensure that. I prefer not to spoil your lovely tea shop with more blood, so let's make sure we keep things nice and calm when your friend arrives.
Okay. Okay, now it's Loretta's turn. So you're standing there with your gun out, pointed towards Tanko. You also hear the sound coming from downstairs or from further down in the tea shop, but you don't actually know where the sound's coming from.
Well, I saw Clinton kind of saddle up to the side here, so Loretta, gun at the ready still, is going to kind of follow suit.
Okay.
Ma'am? Anything goes down here, I am going to make sure your business ends up just like that train car. We didn't come here for anything impressive. We just wanted tea!
I suppose this is a fair time to mention that Clinton does technically have matches on him because he smokes a pipe.
So please, think with your head and not your crazy, okay, gal? Okay?
I love that we're trying to talk down the cultist.
I know, I love it.
Can we, like, not go into the killing thing?
Alright, so they got a movement of...
Just wanted tea!
Honestly, we wanted tea and gossip.
Yeah. She seems nice. Aside from, whatever mumbo jumbo she muttered.
Okay. With an almighty scream in Hindi, more younger than that, but close enough. You see the young kid that you saw rushes in with a dagger at the ready and can make it to there and just taking a few moments to have a look at the situation. And then that's their turn. Tan yells out in Hindi, which you'd understand. And then action to do that.
Really should have gotten a translator.
Well, we normally would have one who speaks at least Swahili, but he's currently back at the hotel asleep.
They've had a long day. I'm going to see if this is there. So we're going to roll D100. But you're going to roll a D4. Highs are bad for you.
Okay.
Reaches, you see the hand, reaches under the table, and expecting somebody to be there, and it's not. She looks at the young person who just ran into the room, raises an eyebrow, and just sighs.
All right, gotta kill her then. Clinton gave her a chance. Like, I mean, in all honesty, Clinton was standing there like if you do anything, I'm going to kill you. And then she did something. I feel like I almost want to make the attack right now, but I wasn't declared action. Nope.
Also, remember, yes, you have your gun, and a held gun action is a plus 50 to Dex. So if you wanted to, you could have shot that person as they came through the door. Because you are actually high on the Dex order.
But that's your
about you having.
Just as
it was.
So that's for next time.
It was aimed at her though. So.
But there was no triggering. They did the triggering action on their turn.
It's true. Sure, why not?
But if you had your gun out, you could shoot the person that came in the room because you were expecting something to happen.
Yeah.
I know that's me retconning it, but gun rules for Call of Cthulhu can be weird.
Yeah. So, fire the handgun, and what did you say to do?
Add a bonus dice.
Because you're within point blank range.
And you're killing your kid.
I don't know if the bonus dice will help me. Maybe.
Nope.
Can I get everyone in the room, please, to roll me a con check? Because you're firing a gun in the enclosed space. Clinton said, yep. All right. Let's do 10. And Rose. No one goes unconscious. No one goes unconscious but the sound. But okay. All right. So that's Loretta's turn. All right. What's Clinton's turn?
Okay. He tried. He really tried. Is she sitting or standing, by the way, right now?
She would be standing at the moment because you had her put the hands on the table. She reached under the table for something and came up empty again. That's not half of her remaining health, so it's not a major wound. But she's not having a very good day.
Nope. Clinton will also call Loretta this one. We'll worry about the kid after.
Got it.
Okay, now it's Loretta's turn again. Oh no, Loretta's had their turn.
Loretta had to turn shooting, so.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're on 70, so it's back to the start of the turn order. Your gunshot again. If you've still got your gun as a ready action.
Yes.
Okay, then roll me an attack then.
All right. A lot of failure is going to be happening.
That is a 46 against a 31. That is only a little bit of luck off.
You can spend the
little,
luck
that's
and make...
15.
That would be 15 luck. We are in a combat situation. This is when we spend luck.
You know what? Yeah, she's been standing here. I'll spend the luck.
Alright, and... Why is it not rolling your damage on that one? That's weird.
She's not rolling the pistol, she's rolling the skill handgun.
Oh,
okay.
You're right, yeah.
So what type of damage is your pistol?
Pistol. Let me get
So
it
go to
wrong.
combat and should be in there. If not, let me know and I'll find it quickly.
It is 1d8.
Okay, roll me 1d8.
Three.
Okay.
Just a little 22.
A 32.
Oh, 32, my apologies.
Okay, now... Avatar Singh is... Loyal to their arm to prove their worth. Alright, we'll attack the person who's attacking their... Then... Maybe attacking the person who they want to follow. Her aunt. His aunt. So we'll rush towards you and we'll attempt to stab you with their knife. Which is the knife that's actually supposed to be under the table. Alright, so hard success, have to have an extreme.
Yes.
How do you want to dodge this?
Clinton is going to look and, like, move his shoulder slightly at the very telegraphed and basically just look at the kid and go, son, give it another 10 years before you try this bullshit.
That's their turn. Alright, so back to Tan's turn again. They don't have their dagger. They don't have any other movement. They don't have any actions. They can't summon a fire vampire because fire vampires only can be summoned at night.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have
She can
the
try and take a swing. She has her fists.
She has a fist and she might just do that. Or... I need to check this one. Contact deity. Yeah, no what? What's their health points at the moment? Now would they do this though?
Yes.
Lows, high's bad, low's good for you.
Go for it.
Mid. Slow.
I mean,
Low's
I'm pretty
good
sure
for
their
you.
health's. I'm pretty sure their health's low enough that if they cast a spell, it is literally their last action.
Exactly. I'm just trying to figure out: do they hate you enough to do that, or they think they've got a chance?
I mean, honestly,
Well, he
yes.
did cut his aunt.
And
No,
how
no,
much
this
does
is-
and how much does she like her nephew?
Because here's the thing. Well, here's more the thing I would say. She's going to probably die either way. Most cultists are not expecting a long life, and they're probably spiteful enough that they're going to go, my death is going to cripple you or kill you.
You know what? You've convinced me. They're gonna do it again.
Yep, go for it. Do I roll a power check?
Yeah, roll me a power check against the strike blind.
Oh, by the way, it's an opposed power check in the text.
Yes, so you do get to roll for her.
You might not want that.
Go for it.
I'm good with that.
Oh.
So I would have to get down to an extreme, right?
Yes.
That'd be to 18. That is 40 luck.
Would you like to spend 40 luck?
It's that or go blind.
It's
So I will
combat.
spend
Let's
the
go,
luck.
baby.
I spent the luck. I'm in combat.
Hey, this is the Goblin KTBPS A. Spend some money, save a doctor, kill a cultist.
If I may.
Spend
Look.
money, save a doctor, kill a cultist.
Look, and also,
Oh, yeah.
here's, I'm going to say quite honestly, the best part. I still don't have the lowest luck in the group.
Oh. Hey, you know, I went back to being the highest.
Yes, you did. So Clinton has the extreme success he needs to resist.
Yep, they do. Meets beats, and with that, you see her reach out towards you, grubby fingers, trying to mutter the same word in Hindi that she tried to say again, reach towards you, and just crumples in your arms, stabbing herself against the knife, against the blade, pretty much reaching out to touch you, to cast a spell, and passes out. So they don't see the momentary shimmer across her eyes, and the shimmer doesn't take. But she sacrificed herself to try to take out a
Opponent.
potential threat.
Mhm.
And with that, he moves for 1, and I will take it down to, that was a 19. That was a 20 magic point spell, so she goes down by 20. And she's at negative 14.
Oh.
So she's really dead.
Mm-hmm. The Clinton's
Okay.
just basically gonna look and probably pull the blade out, and the blade barely has any blood on it because the blade didn't kill her.
No. And
It's
so
a
what's your
turn
turn?
to-
You still have the nephew to the side, which looks absolutely distraught.
Clinton is going to drop the sheath for the sword
Mhm.
and pull out a lasso rope. And attempt to wrap it around the kid. Which is going to be... Oh, nope. It did not like that. Give me 1 second.
If you have brackets in the command, sometimes that doesn't roll properly.
Oh no, it wasn't that. I forgot that it doesn't.
Life is good.
I'm so sorry, MLP.
Life is good, guys.
So, for context, lasso was something that doesn't quite exist in Call of Cthulhu, but I talked about with MLP because Clinton Clay was initially a bounty hunter, not a doctor.
You're a cowboy.
And lasso is a modified whip that does no damage but restrains the target if I get better than their dodge.
Oh, do a dodge then.
I have high doubts that their dodge is going to be at that level to dodge that.
Well, no, you just need an extreme.
No.
Well, no, you need a crit.
Oh.
Can I just point out
Could
we had
happen.
2 crit success
Yes.
in one episode?
This
Can
is
we make it
insane.
3?
Let's see if we can make it 3.
That's
That's still a good roll.
Still a success.
but wasn't quite.
You rolled a
lucky
crit.
enough.
So Clinton just... Can
Yeah.
I just move to disarm him, take the knife away so that he doesn't do something stupid while he's tied up?
Can you just go over, knock the knife over, and go, bad boy?
That's essentially what he's doing. Is okay, kid. You didn't think this one through. It is hog-tying the child. In his mind,
Pull
he
out
has
the
no
little
clue how
water
old this man
bottle.
is.
Water bottle, squirt him.
Bad kid. Bad.
Bad cultist. Bad. We will reform you eventually.
With that crit, yes, you get to disarm them, and we're out of combat order. Cause
I just want to point out that all this could have been avoided had she just sell the tea like she's supposed to do in her shop.
She could have just sold us tea.
yeah, she could have just sold you tea, but she didn't.
We were
Sound
here
funner.
for tea and gossip, quite literally. We weren't even going to inquire about cult bullshit. We just wanted local gossip.
Look at this way. You now have a tea shop.
Well, if the authorities don't look into this.
You're white.
I'm
you
going
can
to be
just
honest.
seize
We are
it,
white people.
and-
We are white people in a British colony. If
Yeah, I
we
was
were
gonna
to
say-
literally just write our names on a bill of sale and write her name beside it, it's ours.
Do we know her name?
Do you care?
The kid knows her name.
I do know her pronouns. It was, were.
Was, were, oh. Ugh. It's good. It's good.
I love you, Gabby.
Yeah, I love you. Roll me a d6. You get one d6 luck for that.
Oh yeah.
You get
Take your
you get
D6.
one d6 luck for that.
Thank you, Adam.
Let's
So,
just.
I don't want to take responsibility for these shenanigans. I tried to avoid shenanigans.
shenanigans were literally held off aloft, and we were still like.
Okay, I'll read this section out from her bio.
Mm-hmm.
As foreigners, investigators within her providence. In the first instance, she does not send word of their presence to blank, as they are hers to deal with. So she was going to deal with you in her way.
Mm-hmm.
So I read that out just to let you know that this isn't how you already knew about her.
Mm-hmm.
So her car was blind, so she couldn't just act as a perfect tea seller.
It was
But
working for a second there, though.
exactly, but she was going to deal with you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alright, so Clinton's okay too. He's gonna just start hog-tying the kid and see if the kid speaks English.
let me just check their character sheet. Yes, they do speak English.
Good. Alright, son. Well, sorry this had to be like that, but I'm gonna be honest. When you take to consorting with darker powers and stalking and murdering folk, I mean, this was gonna happen to you eventually. Plus, she kind of did that to herself by casting whatever she was doing, so...
Lesser people than you have. How did you kill her?
I mean, I didn't, to be completely honest with you. She raised her hand and said something in a language I don't understand. I'm going to assume she was trying some mumbo jumbo on me. And then when she did it the second time, it again didn't work, and then she keeled over.
Is that something that can just happen?
I mean, I'm going to assume that with these forces, that if you use it too much, it's drawn on something. I mean, a rabbit can scare itself to death because its heart beats too fast.
If you use it too much, you go blind.
You're not there.
So So, kid, I'm gonna assume you're not like a fanatic like she was, right?
Oh no, I'm gonna say that he was.
In raw psychology, you can get some information about the person if you want.
Okay.
Oh, there are fire in their eyes.
Mm-hmm. Clinton is going to, once he's like actually hogtied this kid onto the ground, is like rolling him onto his back while he's hogtied with no tools on him. He's gonna like pat him down for any weapons, anything like a screwdriver. Like if this kid has a screwdriver in his pocket or anything that he could use to try and get free of these ropes, Clinton wants to take it off of him.
No, the only thing you would have seen would be a dagger.
Yep, no, takes the dagger, make sure it's
However,
away.
the dagger is interesting. So I need to open up that part of the book. Hooray!
If it doesn't do something immediately whenever I touch it, it's literally pocketed and moved on.
Again, I'm checking it.
Okay. Otherwise, Clinton's then gonna like sheath the sword and go to sit down. I'm too old for this bullshit.
Roll me a...
You look good for your age.
The dagger is made of a... The handle's made of a twisted, gnarled wood.
Mm-hmm.
And on the blade itself is etched a symbol. If you want to roll me a Cthulhu check or an anthropology or a praise check, you may. If you're looking at the knife as you pick it up.
Look, none of those are Clinton's strong suit.
Yeah.
Clinton.
I am a little, but
If you want to, you
basically,
can.
Clinton, if the sheath is on the kid, he's gonna like sheath the dagger and leave it on the table, but he wants to make sure it's away from the kid.
You can say that it is away from the kid on the ground, tied up with leather on their back.
Oh yeah, no. This kid is like hog-tied. His feet and hands are tied together as well, like to make sure that he cannot.
After Clinton's taken a look at the knife and it doesn't seem dangerous, Loretta will pick it up and take a look.
Okay. Anthropology or
say-
praise or mythos if you've got mythos.
Nice.
The handiwork of the knife tends to lead you to believe it's from North Indian make.
Okay. North Indian build
Now,
blade.
son, and Clinton is actually going to, and I'm just going to try and like capture the look for it, is like leaning down to look at him like this, just in like the I'm a tired old man, why did you do this? I don't know what mess you've gone and gotten yourself wrapped up into. I'm going to assume this lady's a relative of yours. We came here looking for tea. We quite literally came in here because we wanted to buy some tea. We wanted to hear some local gossip. We wanted to have a nice light morning before a more difficult afternoon. And then y'all folks tried to kill us. Now, I don't know.
We would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for your meddling investigators.
And our Jack, too, but not here with us.
I don't suppose this is going to be the moment you start reconsidering your life choices and realizing that this is really, really about the worst thing you could be doing. And this is coming from a man who's part of the mob.
Okay, how are you trying to convince them to turn their ways?
In all honesty,
Persuade,
this
psychology, or you just shooting shit?
Sounds pretty
No.
honest, honestly.
This is falling either under the psychology or persuade. Like, this is meant to be, look, kid, you are doing this. This is him legitimately reaching out to a young man going, you are in a bad way. This is only going to end badly for you, no matter how it goes. Please consider actually.
May
actually
I
changing.
May I point out one realistic factual evidence that exists in the environment? It's lying about a couple feet away from the stop breathing.
Yeah, I mean, like, quite literally, Clinton is doing his best to go, I have no clue who this kid is, other than he's vaguely related to the dead cultist at my feet. I don't
You
wanna
did
kill-
hear the word aunt, so related.
Yeah, well, he's
Listen,
assuming related,
Matt.
but I don't think he heard aunt and
Nephew.
the
Sorry.
in Hindi because he wouldn't understand it. Yeah. But I'm going to assume there's enough passing family resemblance to know that
Yes.
they're likely related. So I'll roll. Do you want persuade or psychology?
I would say persuasive bonus because you got the dead body of their aunt right next to you.
Yeah.
Regular success.
Well, it was the best tea shop in the area, but I think we have to close for an extended period of time now. I have to go and talk to her. If I'm still alive, I'll have to talk to the rest of the family.
Are the rest of them involved in this whole thing too?
No, but there is deliveries made by what's his, by her uncle. You might have heard of them, Ajay Singh.
Oh, that's a name that definitely rings a bell.
Yes, so
You could clear out.
they didn't know about the rest of the stuff that my aunt was on, but yeah, there might be challenges for you later on the line.
If they're gonna be dropping something off here, you could just leave for a little bit and you just tell us when they're gonna be here. See it as a favor for the stress we've put you through.
I'm gonna be honest, ma'am. Kid, you... Honestly, Miss Miller, I don't know that we can let this young man walk out of here. I
Real
desperately
tragedy.
want to, but... Son, and you're not convincing me that this is something that you regret or that you're likely to try and walk away from. Because the thing is, I did not kill your aunt. Sadly, as horrible as this is, this was a suicide.
Persuade. A quick question: what's the opposite of persuade? Is it psychology or?
Typically, it's psychology or power. Psychology, like, 'cause the main thing being is that psychology is to tell the intent of somebody's demeanor. So, like, if I'm trying to hide my intent, it's typically...
You're trying to convince them to give up cultish ways. Is pretty much what you're saying.
So it's power, in this case, more than psychology. Because in this case, I'm trying to change their worldview. And they did succeed their power by more than I succeeded my persuade.
Yeah.
So.
Well, while I'm trying to work out the best way of that, let's go back to the rest of the crew who went to the Swahili town.
We just wanted tea.
Want to get some kebabs here on the corner while we're here?
Don't get food. Don't get food. It'll lead to destruction.
But that was quite some valuable informations. What a nice day. I have a good feeling about today.
Well, I suppose the others got busy with their tea, so we can just meet them back at the hotel whenever they get there.
Oh, I hope they don't get the wrong strands of Chinese tea. It can be quite strong.
You muted Karsh.
Yes. Jack left that conversation with the doctor and went outside because he was ticked off and didn't want to push things further. But he'll go back to like active guard duty and looking around the place, just in case people are watching us or watching for us in the local vicinity.
If you roll me a spot hidden, you can.
But at least that's what he's intending to do. If there's something there or not, that's something different. But that's what he's intending.
People look at you. They don't normally see a white person in Swahili town. Just standing there doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're more of an oddity than they're more looking at you with interest than that you're a threat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, there's the surgeon.
I'll start drawing outside as well and sketching people passing by.
Okay. Yeah. So after a while, Alejandro and Lucianne come out talking about what happened in the meeting room.
Sergeant, what was that?
What was what?
Your response to Dr. Starrett.
What response?
What
Fine.
made you so pissed off that you left?
Oh, look, to say there's mass graves of people in Australia, and saying that it's the non. Australia has mass graves, yeah, sure, but it's the religious nutters that have caused it. So to blame the mass graves over the locals is the absolute opposite of fact and history. That's what pissed me off.
We do not know if this was a cult activity of locals or not. We don't even know if this is true. He said he read it in book, and we all know things get exaggerated.
With that said, it's certainly quite strange that on the top of my head, 2 out of 3 of the locations that he cited as having massacre are also the same destinations visited by the Carlisle expedition, don't you think?
What?
Yes,
Because
all
of
of
Egypt
these
as
things
well.
are related. Yes.
Yes, that's what I was referencing. I was thinking of Egypt and here. Now, I don't quite remember whether they had a chance to visit the land down under, was it?
Australia.
Yes. I don't quite know if they have a chance to, or I couldn't remember if they visited it. But if they have, then that I would think is quite unlikely for coincidence go.
Well, I've never heard of any massacres like that in Australia. We only just heard like this nonsense about the Baghdadi down in Australia.
Keep a clarification. He was referring to massacres related to cults, not mass graves. Difference.
No, I do agree with Lucy that this is interesting, that there is more activities, and at least 2 of the 3 that we know of are related to the Carlyles, where the Carlyles were.
Also, Monsieur Garcia, the bodies, they burned.
Yep, that happens.
Well, I was thinking that if the body does not decompose and for whatever reason is used against us in some sort of macabre fashions, like you all has described it, of sealed together corpses, then I would think that fire would be helpful to fight against them.
Well, the sewn together corpses, that was more dynamite that was helpful, but
Yes, we have found at least fireworks with the Carcieri in Peru, but fire is often a good purifier.
Mm.
But
unless it's like in a train, apparently.
I have a feeling that
Or a market.
those bodies that were returned to the doctor were probably more locals that they killed at that time to bring to the doctor, and that they cut them up to hide who they were. I don't think that was from 8 months before. I think that was when they discovered the bodies, they made bodies and gave them to the doctor.
That could explain the freshness.
I think the government people just went out and used this as an excuse to slaughter more of the locals.
Yes, not to mention Miss Erica Carlisle with all the Carlisle riches would just be so agreeable and amenable to taking a jar of unidentified ashes, of which none of the body was Caucasian to begin with, and not press the issue further. I found that hard to believe.
I would be. We've gotten the report that the brother is still alive, and I am believing it, or we have suspicion of it. I am finding it more and more likely that is true.
Then we have the same hypothesis.
That it was an insurance job? She was in it for the insurance?
She could be covering up for her brother, the new face of the Carlisle, while he hide in the shadow.
So now we're talking about people cutting off faces?
No, she is the face of the company, the family, the forward person. Yes.
But not chopping off head, yes.
Yes.
Leader.
Yes, the representative. It's hard to describe these idioms from French to English. Well, I would say we have our work laid out for us. I do regret having to disrupt what I can only presume is the peaceful, quiet tea time of the other crew.
Well, we do have our outing this afternoon. Maybe we can get some excitement then.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we should just head towards the hotel, and along the way, if we see them, we will join together. If not, we will just wait at the hotel.
I hope they bring us back some tea. Nothing like a good...
It would be lovely if they brought us some enjoyable tea, and we could all sit around and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Since they have been taking it so easy this morning.
They're doing all the hard work.
Yes. While we've been walking around in this heat, they've been sitting and sipping their tea.
Listening to gossip. Oh, that's bringing me back to my lovely country. What a relaxation feel invoking with this. Oh well, No use daydreaming. Let's go back and meet up with them. Perhaps they might have gotten some good informations on the local. And
Okay. Before we go back to the tea shop, Alejandro would understand that under the leadership of the original Roger Carlyle's leadership of the company, they were actually starting to go under a bit. So they were actually not going as well as they could be. But with Erica back at the helm, the company is starting to grow themselves back enough to be a major power if they weren't to continually have runs of bad luck, they would be in a better stable position at the moment, but they are starting to grow in power again. As the company, not as the people. Okay. Meanwhile, at the tea shop of the former Tangar.
Kooky times.
Let the blaze.
So
At
Clinton
this
is
point,
still sorry. Yeah.
At this point, the nephew down there, having listened to you for the last half an hour, says, enough, stop, all right, I won't tell anyone you were here. Can I go now? Please?
Loretta's
Give me
gonna
a sec.
look over
Give
at
me a
Clinton.
second. I'm imagining this ain't comfortable. Clinton's going to carefully, trying to make sure he doesn't hurt because going from hogtie to free, just like if you cut the ropes, is going to hurt. So it's letting the legs out, slowly undoing the knots, and then sticking the lasso back under his coat. Right then, you'll probably need to make some arrangements for your aunt, but yeah. Before you go, though, only thing being, did your aunt have any, notebooks or something or scheduled contacts around the area? We don't want to cause more of a fuss than we already have.
No contacts in the area. Someone from the mountain. Someone comes down every couple of weeks with a notebook with just information which just passes back and forth, it's pretty much as a telegram.
Yeah.
Just to let people know what's going on. But they did have a secret room in the back. Which you might want to look at.
I think that will do that, but thank you very much for that information. Basically, Clinton is now also, just a side note, before Clinton sheathed the sword, he did clean the blood off of it with a handkerchief because I am not sticking a bloody sword in a sheath. That's just going to rust the blade.
As Clinton was unhog-tying the guy, Loretta's been picking up little things of tea, giving him a sniff and going, okay. I'm getting us tea, by the way.
No,
we're not leaving without the tea.
No. Clinton is actually going to pause and go, nah, I don't know if you actually did the tea side of the business. Do you know where the prices of these things are? Because I would like to at least actually pay and buy the tea that was there. But if not, don't worry about it. You're mourning a loved one. I'm trying to make this as normal as I can.
You know what?
No, we were hassling. This is our tea.
Loretta, we ain't thieves. Or at least I'm not.
This isn't theft. Tea. This is an inconvenience.
It's no longer blood diamonds, blood money. It's blood tea.
I've heard of Black Friday sales getting crazy, but this is ridiculous.
And I have never heard of tea being considered weregild. So, no. But whatever.
In 1920s, tea was actually a very high-priced high-price item.
I mean, I seem to recall there was one sent to Boston Harbor and then sunk, but it was meant as a very expensive apology gift.
Sorry, your aunt's dropped dead. What an inconvenience. Can we please buy some tea?
No.
Oh, no, I'm not saying we buy. This is our tea.
Oh, no.
I'm American. I will not be taxed.
I'm going to roll this to see if they're smart enough to do this.
I just want to say that this is really helping with the grieving process.
Look,
Oh, yes,
that's part
this
of Clinton is trying to
child
teach
is
this as normal as
well-adjusted.
possible for the kid and take his mind off of his dead relative best that he can.
Yeah, my aunt who is bleeding on the floor behind the counter where the tea is. Let's talk about the price of tea. This will make him more well-adjusted.
Look,
Welcome
the
to
kid's
Call-
already
We're
going to
not
need years of
paying.
therapy just from the cult aspect.
Welcome to Call of Cthulhu. No one's well adjusted.
Or at least we're not paying full price. Come on, Clint.
And now
Um,
we're haggling.
he pulled
Now
a
we're
knife
haggling
on us.
a sword discount.
He pulled a knife on us. She tried to do whatever she was trying to do with her mumbo jumbo.
And she's dead, and he lost his aunt.
And here Clinton is slashing prices.
Slashing ants and slashing prices. Welcome to Call of Cthulhu, everybody.
No. Loretta's
At
slashing
the-
prices. Clinton is
At the
refusing.
behest of sounding like I care. Boo-hoo, cult. This is what happens. I'm sorry, kid. But
No,
cult.
I'm sorry.
I'm
if there's
not.
a sheet or something, we can cover your aunt.
Mm,
Like, have a little bit of
actually,
respect.
I have a better idea.
All right.
Reaches into the table next to them at the front counter, pulls out a piece of paper,
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't write a will, but writes a note looking like it's coming from... This is what the intelligence was do, and since they rolled a hard
Yeah.
success, I'm going to let them do it.
Okay.
Writes a note transferring ownership to him.
That works. Good call, kid.
Because and writes on the note that Tanker is going to India to pick up a whole new bunch of tea and is leaving the shop in his care for the moment, and is going to write in there saying witnessed by and slides the piece of paper across to one of you two.
Clinton will sign without even blinking.
Our body is still on the ground, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Tea!
Look, I'm gonna be honest.
You were talking
Smart
about
kid.
buying tea, and he thought, well,
Yeah.
Well,
one way to become a new
So,
business owner.
So, Miss Miller,
Wonderful.
I do
example of
believe that
capitalism at work.
if this young man's since this young man's going to be is now a very successful shop owner, if you wouldn't mind selecting us out some nice teas, do you mind if we take a look at your aunt's workshop and we'll settle up the bill whenever we're done?
So you roll a check. You all three take the body down, and as you get down to the edge there, need to get my GM information there and
I hang out with mobsters. I hide bodies. I shoot guns.
Clinton is a
Doing
mob
it.
doctor. I mean, I'm going to be honest. If he
Yeah,
had
no,
his
no,
doctor's
you've made
bag
it
with
clear.
him, he does have a bone saw or some equivalent to help dispose of the body. Like, I'm sorry. He tries to be nice. He tried to do the non-violent thing. It didn't
Hey,
work.
one person survived. One person survived. We did it. If one
You know
person lives, we win.
Sure, one of the two attackers got out of this alive.
However, she says with like one of the jars of tea under her arm, "This is mine. This is mine.
Clinton,
I don't
Clinton
care
is
we
just-
were inconvenienced. I am not paying a tea tax for being inconvenienced.
Remember,
are there any
they
books
just
or
wanted
anything?
tea. Oh no, there's actually a whole new section, which I'm
Yeah.
dragging you over to now,
Oh yeah.
and takes you to a cellar. And I think, how's people for time? I think we might wrap it up there. We're
Yeah.
getting to a bit late, so we'll wrap it up there as Clinton Clay, the new owner of Tanker's tea shop, and the former body of Tanker go down into a rather like a hand-built, hand-dug cellar with a statue in the other side of the wall and chests, and the ground has divots in it. Like this isn't the first body that's been here.
So what kind of,
And we shall
what
leave
kind
it
of
there.
statue? Ooh. Okay.
So,
I'll drag you over so you can see it as well.
well, Loretta did say she was coming with, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
she was
just
helping
taking
move
a
the
thing of
body.
tea.
So all three of us
Yeah.
are here.
So you're all in the area, and we'll come back next week.
Sounds lovely.
And
Thank
gee,
you
I was
for
wondering how
having
it
me
was.
back.
Oh, it was worth every moment of waiting.
You all just wanted to hear me complain more.
No, why would I want that?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm sitting here going like, I am very sorry about P, because out of all the shenanigans that I was expecting, I was going, oh, we're probably gonna get attacked on our way to the tea shop or something like that. I was not expecting to have basically we walked into the equivalent of the Juju house.
At least someone came with you. At least someone came with you. You almost went alone.
That would have been very bad.
Yeah.
Yes. And those,
Those rolls.
those rolls.
Mm. Oh, are we doing outro?
Yeah, we'll do our outros. So, can't hear you, Karsh. You're muted.
She can start.
Oh, me. Okay. Hi, I'm
Yeah.
Gabby, reminding you that when you go out to buy tea, you might just run into your ex-nemesis who might have a heart attack and die. You can catch me playing a Valley Girl, okay, on every Sunday on this channel, playing City of Mist. Thank you, and that has been me playing Dr. Lucianne.
Right? Welcome back.
Hello. Very glad to be back. Definitely an explosive entrance back into the game. I'm Ray. I play Loretta Miller here, and if you would like to support me being a terrible person in character, well, catch me here every week from here on. And if you just want to see my art, Karsh or MLP can go ahead and post it, as I'm on Instagram and Twitter.
Well, I'm not on Instagram, so I can't post your art. So, yeah.
I'll do that as we talk.
Okay. So, MrLiveProducer.
Hello, Mr. Live Producer. I've been your keeper for this evening, and that went somewhere I did not expect it to go, but tea.
Tea!
I don't think murdered aunt is going to be a flavor of tea at the moment, although it might be.
I
It
bet you
doesn't have to be
different.
murdered
Arnold.
on. It could be good enough to die for.
Yeah. I bet you different. There's a reason why.
I'm
Uncut tea, good enough to die
That's-
for.
Yeah.
We have Lady Grey and Earl Grey. It's now time for Aunt Grey.
If you want to see more of me, you can catch me at twitch.tv/MrLiveProducer, where I mostly do VR content, or you can catch me tomorrow where I play Jake Blazing Fury in our Pathfinder 2E game of Circus of the Broken Chain. Yay.
Eon?
Hi, I am Eon Victory. I have been playing Dr. Clinton Clay, who's just too old for this, really, in all honesty. And I just want a tea and gossip. I'm an old man. Please. Please. If you want to see more of me, you can either catch me here every week, or you can catch me over on Eon Victory at Twitch, where I stream games on Wednesdays.
Phoenix?
Hi, I'm Phoenix. I have been playing Alejandro Garcia, our local murder hobo, who was not responsible for any murders in this episode. I committed no violence. In fact, I was very polite and cordial with people. So, yeah, I can't be blamed for all the mayhem. I didn't even draw my gun this episode.
I know. How you survive?
That's only because you didn't play golf, that's all.
Yeah, even when I was being nice on a golf course, I drew my gun. Not here, no.
Mm-hmm. Hi.
But, yeah,
Yep.
Karsh.
Hi, my name is Karsh Goblin. This is Goblin KTV. Thank you everyone for coming in. We have Circus of the Broken Chain tomorrow. We should have more of City of Mist, Knights of Pain University on Monday, Sunday for USA time, and then we're trying to conclude The Expanse. I'm sorry we've had that delayed. Trying to conclude it. It's really been fun. I even got a new shirt for it too, and I've been working on some new overlay stuff. So might actually do a stream this at the end of the week of me doing some more overlay stuff, because check out our Twitter feed. I'm doing a lot of stuff. We've got some beautiful assets coming in, and we've got a new comic book superheroes game called No Heroes Here. That's going to be coming up very soon. Ideally, if we can finish The Expanse, which is supposed to be only like a one-shot, which we moved into a two-shot, and then had hey, this is the age system in between, because we couldn't do it's a whole thing. Anyway, we're not going to do any raids, but thank you everyone for coming in. We'll have our outro and everything. It's been and it's good to see someone spending 40 odd luck on a single roll. So, bye everybody.
Good night. Mwah.